right, who's first? Go ahead, B.A.
Yeah, Coach, talk us through the decision. Brock Bowers not on the team playing and what it means for the team.
I don't think it means anything other than he's just trying to rehab. I think he's trying to get as healthy as possible, and keeping him back is probably the best decision to get his ankle back as fast as possible. And if he can be healthy enough to play, then he'll play. And if he's not healthy enough to play, then he won't play. And I think it's as simple as that. You know what I'm saying? And so I think we all want him out there. Love to see him play in this game, but it's up to Brock, really, and it's up to his health and his ankle. And he came back at an unbelievably fast pace. Nothing that wasn't clear, that wasn't out of the ordinary. Like, he checked all the boxes. He wanted to play. He was 100% healthy, and it's just been nagging him ever since. And that's what happens. You heard it, and then you come back and play, and just aware the amount that he plays, how hard he plays, the violence he plays with, the force he plays with, and it just hasn't been the same since. So just for Brock's best interest is we got to get that thing 100% healthy, and so that's what we're doing, just trying to get him there.
Todd, what is your role with special teams coaching? Like, do you ever see certain aspects of that?
I think we're all involved. If you work for Kirby Smart, it doesn't matter who you are, you're going to be involved in special teams. I have a extensive special teams background throughout my career.
Can you speak to Peyton? Is that your area or not really?
Peyton Woodring?
Yeah.
New Shoes? We call him New Shoes. No, I don't really coach the kickers, no sir. Okay. But what a year he's had, huh?
Yeah.
Great job, man. Come as a freshman, those pressure situations, unbelievable.
You did recruit the Australian punter.
I did.
Without going to Australia, right?
Probably my second favorite person on the team. No, that would have been a heck of a recruit trip, wouldn't it? All right. Unfortunately, COVID would. At home visit. Where are you going? I'm going to Victoria, Australia. Wow. First class, Kirby, please. No chance. No, unfortunately, I wasn't able to go out there. But that whole recruiting process is, they do. It came from Pro Kick Australia.
Right.
And it's a wild process the way you go this. It's kind of like mail order bride. Like, you find one you like, you don't really know, you got a lot of trust in the person sending it to you, and then when they show up, you're like, oh, please, Lord, please. And he worked out pretty good. Brett's been a great addition. So
did you know he had the personality and sense of humor he had?
He was very nice on the Zooms. He loved talking to my kids, and now he's a complete butthole. But I'm kidding. I love Brett. He does have a great sense of humor, doesn't he? His Twitter is off the chain.
Good
but
follow.
He is a good follow, and that's how he is in person too. And he's very point blank too. So
why is Peyton New Shoes?
I think when he came out there during fall camp, he had those fancy new little kicker shoes on, and Kirby loves to give the freshman heck, right? So they're out there kicking. He's like, oh, I see you got your new shoes on today, and he had they're like pink and green and flamboyant, right? They have typical kicker shoes, and so he called him New Shoes, and that just kind of stuck. I like nicknames, so that stuck in my head.
You guys signed a punter in this 2024 recruiting class from Miller. What do you know about him so far?
Strong leg, unbelievably strong leg. Can boom it. I know he has kickoff ability too, and when you have a chance to sign a kid like that who you think is a difference maker in special teams, then you do it and you take advantage of it. And you still got Thorsten and you got him, but that guy's a weapon. And it's hard to find weapons. You think about Kirby, Kirby's not just going to scholarship anybody as a specialist, and so that tells you what Kirby thinks of him as well. He's going to be definitely somebody that's going to help us as far as changing field position moving forward.
Obviously, had 2 freshmen this year on the roster, and then Pierceburg also.
Yeah.
What did you see from those 2 guys? They got 2 new ones.
Well, I think they really had to grow up maybe faster than they had thought. Okay, because of the injury with Brock. That was my son. Sorry. But they have matured in the right way, right? And so, you look at 2 guys who are very athletic, who probably size-wise, strength-wise, weren't physically mature enough to contribute right away, but mentally they have definitely attacked it and gotten better, and I've seen definite progression from each of them. They're different in what they bring to the table. Lawson's a little bit more at the line of scrimmage, but you can flex him out. Pierce is more of a wideout, and we knew that going in. And Pierce is still learning how to play tight end, where Lawson actually played tight end in high school. So, but I'm very pleased with both of them. And then you asked about the 2 new freshmen. They just got here, so don't know much other than what I knew going into recruiting. I know this. I'm glad they're here. I mean, you've seen some things in just the first couple of days. You're like, wow, again, like you go through the recruiting process, and it's not an exact science. Like you watch the tape, and you try to get the best evaluation as possible. You go and see them in person. You try to get the best evaluation as possible, and then you really don't know until you get them on campus, right? You try to eliminate as much risk as possible, get them to camps and seeing them as many times as you can, and then you don't know till they get to your campus, and then they've been here a couple of days and been very pleased with what they've shown so far.
You mentioned Pearson's background as a wide receiver coming into college, having to play more of a traditional tight end role.
Yep.
He had a very similar path with Darnell Washington. They kind of turned him into one of the best blocking tight ends that you've seen. What did you learn from that experience with Darnell that you can maybe apply to?
Well, the first thing is you might not be a good blocker in high school, and most high school tight ends aren't, right? But you got to be willing to do it. So that's the one characteristic we look for is, are you a willing blocker? If you're willing, then I'll teach you how to do it, right? And so Darnell was very willing, okay? And Pierce is willing too. Pierce got in the weight room, and he has. He's attacked it, and he'll get there. But the difference is Pierce is about 235. Darnell's 265 on a good day, okay? On a good day. He probably played at 280 that last year, right? And so Darnell had a little bit more mass that helped him out. And whereas Darnell could miss with his hands or not step with the right foot or have his hat in the wrong place, and just his run blocking technique and fundamental might not have been exact, he got away with it because he was like a human eclipse, right? He just swallowed you up. Where Pierce is a little bit more narrow, doesn't have as much ass, okay? So Pierce has got to be a little bit more sound with his technique than Darnell was, but he'll get there. Pierce has a frame to gain a lot of mass and a lot of weight, and he'll get there one day.
In what ways did you see Oscar grow as a leader this year? Being an older guy now compared to
Oscar. Where Oscar had to show the most growth was just maturity of understanding, what it takes to be an elite level tight end, right? Like Oscar was from West Forsyth, and he was a really good player in high school, and he just had to understand the magnitude of the position that he was being put into, right? And so you had to see just personal growth in his maturity, like how he attacked his preparation, right? Oscar's a 405-pound bench presser. Like Mark Bowers isn't that. Darnell Washington wasn't that. Like he's unbelievably strong in the weight room. He runs 21 miles an hour. He has all the physical traits. It was the mental capability of handling the situation of playing tight end at an elite level that he had to show the most growth in, and that's where I've seen that progression, especially recently. Knowing that Brock's here, Brock's not here, Brock's able to play, Brock's not able to play. He's had to take that role on of being, somebody mentioned tight end one earlier. He's had to do that, and I've seen some really good things at Oscar. I'm very pleased with where he's at.
Lawson is a guy who came in sort of with the world on fire last spring, and he has that injury. How is overcoming that injury and the adversity that came with it going to help him as he becomes more developed?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Lawson's extremely talented as well. Okay, the biggest thing with Lawson was getting that confidence back, man. He got hurt. He played last spring with a large amount of confidence. It's just what he brought with him, just kind of the type of kid he was, and then the injury kind of took that away. And I wouldn't say really the injury; it was how long it took for him to come back. And it's amazing with these high ankles how different each can be for each individual person, right? And so Brock came back really fast, and then Mims and everybody else were kind of in the middle, and Lawson's probably took kind of on the longer end, and that really zapped some confidence from him. And so that's really what I've tried to work on the last month or two is just, hey, be that guy you were before. And I'm not talking physically. You got that. You're healthy. I need you to go out there and be a freaking dude, man. Have that confidence. Have that presence about you that you can go out there and make these plays because that's what you can do. We believe in you.